Democracy Party Governor Forum has called on the federal government to improve transparency in the allocation of revenue between the federal, state, local governments in the country. This was part of the resolution reached at the end of the forum monthly meeting held in Jalingo, the Taraba State capital, on Friday. The governors in the communique read by the chairman of the forum and governor of the Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, expressed concern over the federal government's failure to clearly distinguish between federal revenue and revenue that accrues to the federation. The forum urged the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Accountant General of the Federation to strictly adhere to Section 162 of the Constitution, which outlines the principle of tiers of government. The governor accusation of acting in a manner suggesting he has bias toward the federal government. To further promote accountability, the forum called on the separation of the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation and the Accountant General of the federal government. This, they said, would help to ensure that the federation revenue was managed independently and in line with constitutional provision. PDP governor demand transparency in revenue sharing. The full details of this story is on page 8 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here we see in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Enugu uncovered 2,640 ghost pensioners pay 7,000 retirees. The Enugu State Governor on Saturday announced the commencement of the payment of local government retirees' pensions. A statement by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Chidinbere Onya, said over 7,000 eligible pensioners has received their payments following a true biometric verification process. Onya said the verification exercise conducted by the local government pensioners biometric verification committee had identified and eliminated 2,640 ghost and deceased pensioners who are still receiving payments. The move was part of the administration effort to clear outstanding persons and gratitudes inherited from previous governments, ensuring that legitimate retirees receive their deserved benefits, the statement indicated. Recall that Governor Peter Umba had earlier promised that his administration was poised to eradicate poverty in the state by clearing inherited backlog to pensions and other liabilities, and also keep up with his current fiscal responsibility to the citizen. Among others, Mayor, this will improve our people's standard of living, raise purchasing power, and promote strong and sustainable economic growth in the state, the SSG said. He added that a total of 7,109 local government pensioners received monthly payments of close to $500 million in July, including 989 newly captured entrants who retired between April 2022 and April 2024, but were not accommodated in the pension scheme. The SSG, who frowned on the level of fraud in the pension system, said the record provided by the Local Government Pensions Board indicated that the state had been paying over 8,760 local government retirees as of April 2024 against the 709 verified pensioners. Enugu uncovered 2,640 ghost pensioners, pay 7,000 retirees. The full details of this story is on page 9 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with Nigerian Punch newspaper. September rollout. Tinubu panel Dangote refinery brainstorm on petrol pricing. They are indicating that the federal government committee, which was set up to ensure the implementation of crude oil sales to local refineries in Naira, will further disclose the pricing of premium motor spirits, popular called petrol, to be released by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery next month. Multiple officials, both among all marketers and members of the Implementation Committee on Crude Oil Sales in Naira, under the leadership of the Minister of Finance and coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, confirmed that the panel would be holding a series of meetings this week and in the coming week of the development. They also stated that the committee would be concluding a framework that will put a benchmark on the amount of which the Dangote refinery will pay for crude in Naira, adding that the federal government would have to decide whether to pay subsidy for petrol from the plant or to allow Nigeria buy the product at the market price. However, all marketers declared that the cost of Dangote petrol would be higher than the current pump prices of the commodity, stressing that it would be tough for dealers to buy the commodity from the plants if the federal government fails to intervene in the situation. Petrol sells at between 600 naira and 700 per litre, depending on the area of purchase across the country. The landing cost of the commodity, according to data released by the Major Energies Marketers Association of Nigeria, recently showed that the cost of PMS was 1,117 per litre. Marketer says this is the actual market price of the commodity and explained that the cost of products from the Dangote refinery should be around this figure. September rollout. Tinubu panel Dangote refinery brainstorm on petrol pricing. The full details of this story is on page 27 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Power sector problem not technical. The Ministry of Power Adelabu says the challenges facing the Nigerian electricity supply industry are not technical. Adelabu disclosed this in response to comments that it was a scare peg in a round hole for heading the power ministry without the needed technical know-how. Speaking during a radio program in Ibadan, Oyo State, which our correspondent monitored, the power minister said the problem facing the sector are strategy and structural. According to him, Nigeria need a problem-solving specialist to get the problem solved and not necessarily an engineer. Our problem in the power sector is not technical. Sincerely, it is purely strategy, structural, and it is a problem-solving specialist that we need, he stated. The minister declared that President Bola Tinubu did not appoint him to manufacture transformer or power cable, but to look at the handles and profile solution. They have not appointed me as a minister to start manufacturing transformer, meters, power cables, towers, or electric poles. No, what they have appointed me to do is to look at the industry and see where the holdings are, where are the bottlenecks to resolve it and make sector flow. Each of these operators has the technical specialists that handle them. I do not work in this generation company. They have the engineer that generates. Power sector power are not technical. The full details of this story is on page 28 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in Nigerian Punch newspaper. NMRC pledged to provide housing data. The Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company has restated its commitment in providing interim housing data to aid decision-making aim at addressing the country's housing deficit. The Chief Executive Officer of NMRC, Kehinde Ogundim, stated this during the inauguration of new Joint Steering Committee on Housing Data to ensure the continuity of data provision. Ogundim suggested that the NMRC could afford interim solution while the National Data Center was being established. If there are any interim measures that are needed, maybe a temporary data portal or something, NRC can provide that while we are providing one that will be successful and robust for the entire nation. Ogundim stated he highlighted the critical noted need for comprehensive and reliable housing data, saying we need to exploit, gather all the details from where we can gather them, put them in the database, and then begin to refine them by the analysis, and we make sure of such data. Expressed optimism about the new system and portal introduced by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, which aims to streamline data connection and analyze. NMRC pledges to provide housing data. The full details of this story is on page 25 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in Nigerian Punch newspaper. Simba advocates blockchain adoption to combat food shortage. The Blockchain Technology Association of Nigeria, a self-regulatory agency, has said blockchain adoption is the solution needed to transform the country's agricultural landscape. According to Simba, President Obina, the country's economic backbone lies in agriculture and natural resources, but fragmented land, inefficient supply chains have in nation project 2023. The Simba president told the Punch on Monday challenged President Bola Tinubu to be brave and admit the return of fuel subsidy